The shocking news that a judge has issued arrest warrants for Jennifer Lopez following Shine's explosive testimony in Diddy's federal case has sent shockwaves across the entertainment world. This development marks a dramatic escalation in a legal saga that traces back over 2 decades to a fateful night in 1999, a nightclub shooting that altered lives forever. While Diddy was acquitted of charges at the time, rapper Shine, real name Moses Barrow, served nearly a decade behind bars for a crime he claims he didn't commit. Now, with renewed interest in the incident due to Cassie Ventura's emotional testimony and recent FBI raids on Diddy's properties, long-buried secrets are resurfacing. And at the center of it all, Jennifer Lopez. Once seen as an innocent bystander, J.Lo is now facing mounting evidence suggesting she played a more active role than previously believed, possibly even helping cover up the truth and protect Diddy from consequences. The infamous incident occurred on December the 27th, 1999, inside a packed New York City club where tensions between rival music factions were already high. What started as a heated argument quickly escalated into violence when shots rang out, leaving several injured, including Nata Rubin, who was struck in the face by a bullet. According to multiple testimonies, including that of the victim herself, it was Diddy who fired the shot while brandishing a gun during the chaos. However, despite being present at the scene, both Diddy and J.Lo walked free shortly after their arrests, while Shine was charged and ultimately sentenced to nearly 9 years in prison. At just 19 years old, Shine found himself taking the fall for a crime many believe was orchestrated to shield his mentor, and possibly J.Lo, from legal repercussions. The fallout from that night would shape the lives of everyone involved, setting off a chain of events that continues to unfold today. In recent court proceedings, Shine made a dramatic return to the spotlight, offering new revelations about his experience during the trial and his relationship with Diddy. He testified that he was betrayed by the very man he considered a father figure, alleging that Diddy manipulated witnesses, paid off jurors, and strategically framed him to avoid going to jail himself. Shine claimed that Diddy pressured people to testify against him and worked behind the scenes to ensure a guilty verdict. His testimony not only reignited public interest in the 1999 case, but also raised serious questions about J.Lo's involvement. Was she aware of what was happening? Did she help orchestrate the framing of Shine? These allegations have reopened wounds and brought long-dormant suspicions back into focus, especially regarding J.Lo's role in the aftermath of the shooting and whether her influence helped Diddy escape justice. Jennifer Lopez's alleged participation in the cover-up centers around claims that she assisted in hiding the weapon used in the shooting and lied under oath to protect Diddy. Multiple sources, including former associates and insiders, suggest that J.Lo may have been more than just a passive witness. Some allege she helped dispose of the gun or coached witnesses to provide false statements. Others point to inconsistencies in her testimony during the original trial, raising doubts about her credibility. Her close romantic relationship with Diddy at the time further complicates matters, leading many to question whether she acted out of love, fear, or loyalty to one of hip-hop's most powerful figures. Even more troubling is the suggestion that J.Lo could have avoided testifying altogether due to a secret marriage to Diddy, which would have granted her spousal privilege and allowed her to remain silent while Shine took the fall. If true, this revelation paints a picture of a carefully constructed conspiracy to shield Diddy, and perhaps J.Lo herself, from accountability. The arrest warrant issued for J.Lo comes after new evidence, and sworn testimony prompted a federal judge to reopen parts of the 1999 investigation. Legal experts speculate that the charges may include obstruction of justice, perjury, or even acting as an accessory to the crime. Although no official statement has been released detailing the exact nature of the charges, law enforcement sources indicate that prosecutors are building a strong case against her based on newly uncovered witness accounts and forensic data. The decision to issue an arrest warrant suggests that investigators believe there is enough credible information to justify bringing J-Lo into custody. Whether she will surrender voluntarily or evade authorities remains to be seen, but the implications are clear. This is not just a rehashing of old rumors, it's a full-scale legal reckoning that could redefine her legacy forever. This latest twist in the Diddy case cannot be separated from the broader criminal indictment currently unfolding against him. As Cassie Ventura's harrowing testimony revealed, Diddy allegedly subjected her to years of psychological control, physical abuse, and forced participation in degrading sexual acts known as freak-off parties. These disturbing details have led to increased scrutiny of those closest to Diddy, particularly women like J-Lo, who were part of his inner circle during the height of his power. Speculation is growing that J-Lo may have attended some of these infamous gatherings or witnessed the mistreatment of others. If so, her silence over the years raises ethical concerns about complicity. Moreover, with the FBI reportedly seizing thousands of hours of surveillance footage from Diddy's residences, the possibility that J-Lo appears on any of these tapes could significantly impact the direction of the ongoing investigation and potentially implicate her in additional wrongdoing. Public reaction to the news of J-Lo's arrest warrant has been swift and intense, with social media platforms flooded with speculation, outrage, and disbelief. Fans and critics alike are grappling with the idea that the pop icon once celebrated for her humanitarian efforts and empowering anthems might now face criminal charges tied to a violent crime from decades ago. Memes and conspiracy theories are circulating widely, with some accusing J-Lo of betrayal and others defending her as a victim of circumstance. The media frenzy surrounding this case is reminiscent of past celebrity scandals, but the stakes here are far higher. This isn't just about reputation, it's about potential prison time. For many, this moment represents a turning point in how they view J-Lo, not just as a performer, but as a figure whose personal choices may have had devastating consequences for others. Whether she emerges from this unscathed or becomes another casualty of Diddy's unraveling empire remains to be seen. As this story continues to develop, one thing is certain. Shine's testimony has become a catalyst for exposing truths that have remained hidden for over 2 decades. By stepping forward and challenging the narrative that protected Diddy and J-Lo for so long, he has set off a chain reaction that could lead to further indictments and convictions. The ripple effect of his courage is evident in the way other victims, like Cassie, have felt empowered to speak out. With the FBI widening its probe and federal prosecutors preparing for trial, the pressure is mounting on all individuals connected to Diddy's past. Whether J-Lo will face the consequences of her alleged actions or manage to evade legal repercussions remains uncertain. But one question lingers in the minds of millions. Did she know the truth all along? And if so, why didn't she speak up before? The answers may soon come to light as the courtroom doors open and the full weight of justice begins to settle. As more details emerge about J-Lo's alleged involvement in Diddy's world, the narrative becomes increasingly complex. The connection between Jennifer Lopez and Sean Diddy Combs was once seen as one of Hollywood's golden romances, glamorous, powerful, and seemingly untouchable. However, recent revelations suggest that behind the red carpet moments and high-profile events lay a darker reality. According to multiple testimonies and legal documents, J-Lo may have been more than just a celebrity girlfriend. She could have played an active role in shielding Diddy from the consequences of his actions. Whether through silence, manipulation of witness testimony, or even direct participation in criminal activity, her name is now being tied to some of the most disturbing allegations surrounding Diddy's empire. This isn't just about a past relationship resurfacing. It's about whether she knowingly benefited from a system built on coercion, control, and cover-ups. One of the most troubling aspects of this case is the growing number of women who claim they were victimized by Diddy under circumstances eerily similar to those described by Cassie Ventura. These accounts paint a picture of a man who allegedly used his power to manipulate young women into situations of degradation and fear. If J-Lo was indeed present during some of these events, as some sources allege, it raises serious ethical and moral questions about her awareness and complicity. Did she turn a blind eye? Or worse, did she help facilitate these encounters in order to maintain her position within Diddy's inner circle? The fact that she continued to work with him professionally for years after their romantic relationship ended only deepens the mystery. Some insiders speculate that she may have had access to sensitive information that could implicate both herself and Diddy, which could explain why she has remained silent for so long. But now, with the FBI reportedly seizing surveillance footage and personal records from Diddy's properties, the chances of keeping those secrets buried are rapidly disappearing. The possibility that J-Lo appears on any of the tapes currently in federal possession has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Legal analysts and investigative journalists alike are speculating that these recordings could contain evidence not only of Diddy's misconduct, but also of J-Lo's presence at key events. If she is shown interacting with victims or participating in questionable behavior, it could dramatically alter public perception of her and potentially expose her to legal consequences. This theory gains credibility when considering statements made by Ojani Noah, J-Lo's ex-husband, who claimed that she was fully aware of Diddy's activities and even helped manage some of the logistics behind the scenes. While such claims must be approached with caution, especially given the nature of ex-partner disputes, they align with other testimonies that suggest J-Lo was more involved than she has publicly admitted. The question now is not just whether she knew what was happening, but what she did with that knowledge. Adding another layer of complexity is the timeline of events leading up to J-Lo's highly publicized divorce from Ben Affleck. Reports indicate that tensions between the couple began to rise sharply after the FBI raided Diddy's homes in March 2024. Sources close to the couple claim that Ben became increasingly concerned about J-Lo's ongoing ties to Diddy, particularly in light of the mounting legal troubles. Speculation fueled by comments from figures like Suge Knight suggests that Ben may have been shown incriminating footage involving J-Lo and Diddy, which ultimately led to their separation. While neither party has confirmed this theory, the timing of their split coincides with the intensification of the federal investigation. It's possible that Ben, known for his discomfort with celebrity drama and legal entanglements, reached a breaking point when confronted with evidence that J-Lo's history with Diddy went beyond mere romance. Whether or not this is true, the optics are damaging. J-Lo is now associated not just with a man facing serious criminal charges, but potentially with behaviors and decisions that enabled his alleged abuse of power. Public sentiment toward J-Lo has shifted dramatically in recent weeks. Once celebrated for her resilience, talent, and humanitarian efforts, she is now facing a wave of scrutiny unlike anything in her career. Social media platforms are flooded with posts dissecting her past interviews, analyzing old photos, and questioning her credibility as a witness. Some fans have rushed to defend her, arguing that she was simply caught in the wrong place at the wrong time and unfairly targeted due to her association with Diddy. Others, however, believe that her prolonged silence speaks volumes. Critics argue that if J.Lo truly wanted to distance herself from Diddy's alleged crimes, she would have spoken out sooner rather than allowing him to continue operating unchecked for decades. The idea that she may have benefited from his influence while turning a blind eye to his abuses has led many to reassess their admiration for her. In the court of public opinion, intent matters less than action or inaction. And right now, J.Lo finds herself on the defensive. With the federal trial set to begin in May 2025, the pressure is mounting on all individuals connected to Diddy's case. Prosecutors have already begun sharing vast amounts of evidence with defense teams, including audio recordings, surveillance footage, and sworn testimonies from over 30 witnesses. The sheer volume of material indicates that this case will be one of the most detailed and damning in recent memory. For J.Lo, the risk lies in how much of that evidence directly implicates her. Even if she is not named in the original indictment, prosecutors have the authority to expand their investigation and bring additional charges if new information warrants it. Given the aggressive nature of the current legal strategy against Diddy, it's unlikely that anyone with significant ties to his past will escape unscathed. Whether J.Lo ends up testifying voluntarily, being subpoenaed, or facing arrest remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the days of staying silent are coming to an end. In conclusion, the unfolding legal drama surrounding Diddy and J.Lo represents a major cultural reckoning. What began as a high-profile music industry scandal has evolved into a broader conversation about accountability, power dynamics, and the consequences of silence. As more voices come forward and evidence surfaces, the truth about what happened in 1999 and beyond is becoming harder to ignore. Whether J.Lo acted out of fear, loyalty, or self-preservation, the time has come for answers. The courtroom will soon become the stage where the final act of this decades-old story will unfold. And millions will be watching to see whether justice catches up with those who once believed they were untouchable.